Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My goodness, a busy week. And we appreciate everybody's phone calls and emails asking if we're okay. Haven't seen us for a while. Yes, it's just been a very, very busy week for us in our personal lives. First of all, we had to get the puppies spayed and neutered, so we have to try to keep them calm and separate from fighting and tearing each other's stitches out. So,
And how has that been turning out for us?
I'm exhausted. But hopefully tomorrow is the end of their watch list, if you want to call it that, so should be good to go. And then we got some flooring in, and we needed to change out the carpet that's a gazillion years old. Change that out, so we finally got our flooring that we ordered a month ago. We weren't expecting it, so we're trying to get that done.
I'm just sitting here watching the world go to hell in a handbasket. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty disparaging when you see an indictment come down against a certain fellow, and yet when our governor of this state has done the same thing, proven she used campaign funds as hush money, nobody does a damn thing. Hell in a handbasket. That's where we're at right now.
But some interesting things going on, and so we're going to be covering that. First of all, I want to say that yes, we did get a copyright strike on that memorial talk where we had Sanderson's, just his talk, and it was interesting because the copyright strike came from the German branch against that. And it's like, why would they want to shut down the memorial? Because we didn't say anything. We just had the memorial. And like Mike said, because they're guilty of interfaith.
Right. They're guilty of interfaith. They crossed that line.
Yeah, and there was other speakers who were not JWs giving a little speech at that memorial, so they wouldn't want Jehovah's Witnesses to watch that. Now, I did find on YouTube someone who has the entire memorial, and their YouTube channel is called Hamburg Memorial Service, and I will put the link down below to this because it has the entire memorial service, and they claim to be the official recording of Jehovah's Witnesses. But I find that really hypocritical and pathetic because did they tell the Jehovah's Witnesses this memorial was available on YouTube for them? Not that I know of.
No.
And they screwed up by not streaming it through the jw.org website. And we'll tell that story here in just a minute. But, to come after us for just having Sanderson's talk, I mean, that is really low and pathetic to attack all the channels, and we never said anything negative about this incident or anything like that, and we just had the talk. And so we did try appealing it, and we're going to see how that works out, but we may just let it go.
Well, because it actually, as far as you and I are concerned, it served its purpose. Because what did we get, like 15,000 views on that?
Right before it was taken down, we had over 15,000 views, and it's interesting because the day after we had put that clip up, our daughter got a phone call from a friend of hers who happens to be an ex-JW and still has all of her family as JWs. She told Shyla, she's like, oh my God, my JW aunt just sent me a link to a video for the memorial in Hamburg, and holy bleep, it was to your parents' channel. Because she knows us, she knows our channel, and she was so shocked. And she says, my JW family is sharing this link to everybody. Everybody they know in the congregation, friends, family. And what's really interesting is because when they if they have that link and go to our channel, this is what they will see. They will see that the Jehovah's Witnesses in Germany did a copyright strike against that. And they're thinking, what the heck? It was just the memorial service. You know, why would they take that down? And like Mike says, interfaith. They're guilty of interfaith because there was other worldly people, other churches, government officials, all that, giving these little eulogies, memorials, speeches, you know, whatever you want to call them.
And as you mentioned, there appears to be an official thing right now. So guess what that's called? Information control, Watchtower. See, no matter what you knuckleheads do, no matter what you idiots say, we can reverse anything at this time, because now this is information control, and we can also spin it this way. How unsympathetic you people are, because what you did is you played a marching song at the beginning. Forward, you witnesses. You played a marching song. You did not play any one of your songs that reference the resurrection promise or the paradise. Keep your eyes on the prize. No, you played a flipping marching song. You people disgust a lot of us ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, because we know exactly how you people operate. It's not hard any longer.
Yeah. No, it's interesting because Larchwood posted on Twitter a quote, and this is from the 2000 Awake.
Really?
June 22.
Is this going to be easy, Kim?
Uh-huh.
This is going to be easy, guys.
Yeah. Now, the article starts on page 7, and I laughed so hard when I was reading this. Is the work of Jehovah's Witnesses propagandistic? This is what we've been saying.
Forward, you witnesses.
So over here on page 8, at the bottom of the first column, now think about how they have been spinning this and how the Jehovah's Witnesses' hatred towards the XJW community. Just think about Watchtower's hatred towards apostates, those who leave and then speak out against them. Just think about that while I'm reading this, okay? And thank you, Larchwood. This was a good one. Hatred is a strong emotion exploited by propagandists. Loaded language is particularly effective in triggering it. Sound familiar? There seems to be nearly endless supply of nasty words that promote and exploit hatred toward particular racial, ethnic, or religious groups, and I'm going to add XJW
Ex-members.
community, apostates. And some propagandists play on pride. So it's a really good article if you want to go check it out, if you want to read the whole thing. But I thought that quote was like, oy vey, what a bunch of hypocrites.
That's why Watchtower is a master at shoveling bullshit.
Yeah, they are. And I mean, sorry to say, even some XJWs are doing it.
Well, of course, they all learned from. I mean, did you not get the whole thing about? Have you introduced your Bible studies to Mother yet? No, I never heard of Mother. It's hell handbasket. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Now, something else interesting that Larchwood posted is that if you go to jw.org and click on the JW library at the bottom, and then click on videos, and then when that page comes up, click on programs and events, and then right at the top is morning worships. Scroll through those. It appears Anthony Morris's, all his morning worships he's ever done are gone. They've been deleted. So for everyone of us who said, oh, well, maybe he resigned for health issues or family issues or something like that, Watchtower would not delete him unless he had done something bad.
Well, you have to remember, Tony Morris, up until recently, was speaking for Jehovah. Remember?
Yeah.
He's one of the anointed, the faithful and discreet slave, hand-picked by Jehovah's Holy Spirit. He was going to be able to sit right next to Jesus when the heavenly armies came down to wipe out wicked mankind, and now they've scrubbed him.
Yeah, so that tells you that he has done something, because I know of a brochure, I forget the name of it, I meant to grab it. It was Does God Really Care About You, or one of those brochures, and they actually had to replace the photo on the front cover because the husband had come out as being gay. So, they deleted that picture. So that tells you, and I'm not saying that's what Anthony Morris did, but he has done something that would cause Watchtower to eradicate him, delete him.
Don't you just love it when the propagandists get rid of the propagandists? Guys, you just can't make this crap up anymore.
So I have a serious message to Anthony Morris. If you ever see this, contact us at kimmyandbrooks@gmail.com, and we will be more than happy to help you get your side of the story out, okay?
Yeah.
Honestly, we would all really be interested in hearing this. Yeah.
Don't anybody hold your breath.
Yeah. So if you go to jaw.org, you can click on Newsroom, the tab at the top, and then click on JW News. And scroll down. Watchtower has put up a news item that they did receive the $1 million award from New York, that whatever it was, that competition they were doing for their beautiful residences.
So I guess it is okay for Jehovah's Witness kids to get involved with competitive sports now, isn't it, Watchtower? Do you guys see how many lines this organization has crossed even in the past 5 years? Look at the lines they've all crossed.
Well, along those lines, thank you, Atlantis, for sending this form to us. It is the talk outline for the special talk this memorial season that Jehovah's Witnesses are going to be doing. He says the 2023 Memorial Special Talk outline is the same one they used back in 2019.
What's old is now new.
Yeah, I guess the Watchtower doesn't feel that Jesus Christ deserves anything new. At one time, the Watchtower said that when a JW prays, they shouldn't keep saying the same things over and over again. Wouldn't this counsel also apply for the most important meeting of the year?
Apparently not.
He's right.
Yep.
He's right. Yeah.
That's what I mean, guys. This stuff is so simple to debunk and reverse their bullshit narrative.
Exactly. Now, there was an Oslo, Norway court hearing on Thursday, and the ex-JW Jan Nielsen was asked to testify at that court hearing. And Jason at avoidjw.org has been kind enough to put up that his testimony. So thank you, Jan, very much for doing that for the community and getting the word out and speaking against Watchtower's violation of human rights. And I will put the link down below to that also. And before we go, just something funny here. Someone said, this is a true story. When I came into the truth, my parents had a small pet shop that carried reptiles, such as snakes. A pioneer sister was working for them, and she told the elders that I was feeding mice to the snakes without draining the blood. No, I want to thank you, sweetie, for sending this. You said when Mike needs a laugh, when you need a laugh, and it's like, I think everybody, all of us, need a good laugh. So this was really, funny.
Well, that's no different than a JW friend of mine in Arizona several years ago harvested an elk. And he had built a homemade freezer to hang the elk, and he had to literally move his worm bed, because he was raising worms for fishing, and he moved the worm bed out from underneath the hanging elk because he didn't want the blood dripping from the elk feeding the worms.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how ridiculous these people think.
Well, we even have a letter from years ago that we found in Beatzilla, our archives, where someone had written into the Watchtower asking about blood transfusions for their pets, because their pet had a serious health issue and the vet wanted to give them a blood transfusion. And I should dig that letter out. But yeah, the society was like, no, because the pet is under your control and you have the control whether they get a blood transfusion or not. It's like, this is how ridiculous. Sorry, going on with the email. A very kind but obviously misled elder approached me about the situation. He said that he would have to ask the society for guidance. I told them that in the wild they ate mice and the blood was not drained beforehand. He never got back to me.
It's, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You can literally put the truth in front of somebody's face, and then they will deny what they're seeing. For instance, Jeffrey Jackson at the Australian Royal Commission, when asked the question, do you see yourselves as? No, that would be ridiculous. However,
Presumptuous.
Presumptuous. And yet, when Jehovah's Witnesses see that, they actually blame or accuse ex-members of hiring a lookalike actor to do that.
And staging it all.
And staging it. Do you not see how ridiculous you Jehovah's Witnesses sound? You can have proof positive that Watchtower flip-flops doctrines, but you'll say, oh, that's old light. But back then, if you didn't believe that, you were disfellowshipped. Now, you qualify it as old light. Do you not see how ridiculous you are? You can show from the Bible proof positive it contradicts. And Watchtower will even do articles. Well, does the Bible seem like it contradicts? And then they'll use circular reasoning. They'll throw all kinds of bullshit in it, and you'll believe it. Do you not see how ridiculous you sound? You can have the evidence in front of your face, and you will still deny.
Well, just for the fact that Watchtower screwed up royally by not streaming that memorial in Hamburg, Germany, because now the Jehovah's Witnesses are asking why? Why not? How did the apostates get it? And we weren't told this was being done. So now they're questioning, what was Watchtower trying to hide from us? Well, unfortunately, it hasn't dawned on many that it was a thing of interfaith. Because remember, I did a video a couple of weeks ago how the PID representative there in Germany was outraged that the churches and the government were wanting to do this commemoration for the tragedy, and they didn't even consult Watchtower or any of the families or JWs. So, and we know they were in a catch-22 to even do this memorial, because if they don't do it, well, then they look like jerks to the world, to all these other churches.
Other Christians, right.
Yeah, to all these other churches and the government officials who were trying to do something nice for Jehovah's Witnesses and the Christian community. So they look like jerks. And then when they do it, guess what? Then we're like, aha, interfaith.
Here we are.
Think about it. What would happen if a Jehovah's Witness walks into a church for one of their Easter Sunday celebrations? Or I know of many that will not go to their worldly families' weddings and funerals because it takes place in Christendom's churches.
Well, didn't they once qualify the YMCA as an interfaith?
Yeah.
Objectivity?
Yeah.
Do you not see how ridiculous you Jehovah's Witnesses are coming across? The problem is your organization has written too much propaganda. And now we are reversing that propaganda. And you people really look like you don't know what well, I can tell you for a fact, you don't know what you're dealing with. This is exactly what I told my mother years ago when I wrote her a letter. You have not one clue who and what Jehovah's Witnesses really are.
Yeah.
Not a clue.
Yeah, exactly. And they're trying to hide it from Jehovah's Witnesses. Well, guess what? Jehovah's Witnesses are smartening up now.
Yeah.
And they are going to YouTube. And just the fact that we find out roundabout that, you know, they were passing around these memorial videos. And I believe JW Updates, Phil said he had like 40,000 views on his memorial. He had the entire memorial. Well, you know darn well Jehovah's Witnesses had that link and was passing it around. Well, he got a copyright strike too. So, you know, let's play the martyred victims here. We were only trying to show respect for Jehovah's Witnesses' tragedy in Hamburg, Germany by providing that speech, and then the Jehovah's Witnesses of Germany, the Germany branch, has to shut all this down. You know what? It makes the German branch now look like jerks because they're shutting down all of these memorial services, and the Jehovah's Witnesses are seeing that screen that it was them, and they can't claim copyright because I was told that it was streamed from the city of Hamburg.
Right.
So, you know, for Watchtower to try to give all of us copyright, well, they did give all of us copyright strikes.
On a video they don't own. It appears they don't own it. It doesn't originate with them. They didn't orchestrate it. They didn't write the script for it. They don't own it. But yet, look at what these snakes in the grass are trying to do. But guess what? It served its purpose. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, because Kim and I know the family that she referenced earlier. It served its purpose.
And what's funny about this is the JW family doesn't know that several of their members are awake, including, you know, our daughter's best friend. And, you know, they think they just faded away. So it's going to be interesting, and I will say it again. I think Watchtower screwed up big time because the Jehovah's Witnesses heard there was a memorial, and they went looking for it.
Couldn't find it on jw.org. So guess where they went to go find it? The same thing that happened with Christian.
In Katya.
In Katya. They heard there was a new Bible coming out called The Silver Sword. The Revised Standard. They heard through the grapevine there was a new one coming out. They couldn't find anything from a Watchtower source. They confirmed it from the ex-members. And then they woke up. Because we had it first. Not Kim and I, but the ex-members did. Do you not see, Watchtower, governing body, how this is all being reversed and shoveled right back down your own throats?
Yeah, the Revised New World Translation.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thank you for watching, and thank everybody. Thank you for your concern. But yeah, we've just been really busy, and now we have to go finish the other half of the floor and then move everything back in there. It's been an extra difficult job because that is where our store and craft things are. So it's like shelves and shelves of supplies and inventory, and all of it had to be moved out to do the floor. But
not to mention my drums.
His drums,
which I'm going to now sell.
Yeah, he's going to sell them. So if anybody wants to buy his drums, contact us.
Yeah, make it quick. I mean, like real quick, and you're going to have to come here to pick them up.
Yeah. He has some old Zildjian original cymbals, like from the 60s and 70s.
Vintage, very vintage.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to end up selling those separately on eBay or somewhere else. We're just not sure what the music store in Albuquerque is willing to offer him for his set. So, anyway, You have my email, kimmyannbrooks@gmail.com, and many of you have our phone number. Many people just Google it.
Yeah, they can Google. I mean, that's...
Once you put Lane Beaver Trading Company and
yeah,
you know the phone number, the business phone is the same as the landline for the home. So
unlike Tony Morris, we're easy to find. All right? Unlike Tony Morris, you can find us pretty easy.
yeah, exactly. So anyway, you all have a wonderful weekend, and you know we love you.
Bye.
Bye.